J-Lo is gonna have to try real hard to get out of this one. We're covering the shadiest things Jennifer Lopez has done. Here we go. She called out Salma Hayek. When asked about the From Dusk Till Dawn actor, Lopez was eager to disassociate herself from any parallels, saying, "We're in two different realms. She's a bombshell and those are the kinds of roles she does. I do all kinds of different things." The supremely confident Lopez also claimed that Hayek had been telling a few fibs, adding, "It makes me laugh when she says she got offered Selena," which was an outright lie. If that's what she does to get herself publicity, then that's her thing. Hayek reiterated more than 20 years later that Selena's producers had asked her to play the sad singer. The actress said via the Oprah magazine that she had considered the offer a little bit distasteful, given that it had been made so soon after Selena's passing, during an appearance on Watch What Happens with Andy Cohen. Still, she refrained from criticizing Lopez for having no such qualms, adding, "I think Jennifer did a great job. I really do think it was for her." And then there's the Movie Line interview from 1998. The comments Jennifer Lopez made in the 1998 Movie Line interview that surfaced on social media more than 20 years later could encompass this whole list. Along with complimenting Winona Ryder backhandedly, never a big fan of hers, she's cute and talented though, and Cameron Diaz, a lucky model who's been given a lot of opportunities, I just wish she would have done more with. She's beautiful and has a great presence though, before slighting the queen of pop herself. When questioned about Madonna, J-Lo replied, "Do I think she's a great performer? Yes. Do I think she's a great actor? No. Acting is what I do, so I'm harder on people when they say, 'Oh, I can do that, I can act.' I'm like, hey, don't spit on my craft." Madge won the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy just a year prior to this for her leading role in Evita. In general, Lopez doesn't seem to agree with the winners of prizes. She also blasted Gwyneth Paltrow, asking, "Tell me what she's been in. I swear to God, I don't remember anything she was in. Some people get hot by association. I heard more about her and Brad Pitt than I ever heard about her work." Given that Paltrow won Best Actress at the 1999 Academy Awards for her role in Shakespeare in Love, it's doubtful that Lopez missed Paltrow's performance in the same year. She was also throwing shade at Ben Affleck's Pride. J-Lo was asked if singers, musicians, or actors made better partners in bed during the game segment Plead the Fifth, while she was a guest on the gossipy Bravo show. Us Weekly adds that instead of electing to remain mute on the matter, like she later understood was probably the safer option, the New Yorker said, "I have to say that in my limited experience, anybody involved in music, so I would say singers and dancers." Lopez continued her subtle character assassination of the man she starred with in the box office bomb Giggly. She also suggested that Affleck had little clue when it came to clothes. "I did kind of like say, you need to be, you're a movie star. You should wear a suit, You should do this with your hair." She did add, "He didn't do anything he didn't want to do. He had some good fashion moments when he was with me." She also ghosted Rosie Perez. Actress Rosie Perez wrote about how she first met Jennifer Lopez in her 2014 autobiography, Handbook for an Unpredictable Life. The two worked together on the film In Living Color in the early 1990s, and her remarks were anything but flattering. Perez was crucial in J-Lo's dancer casting while serving as a choreographer for the popular sketch show. However, Lopez allegedly went on the attack like some ghetto bleep, screaming and pounding her chest. When Perez addressed complaints about the Bronx native's diva-like behavior, asserting that her skills were better than those of her peers. The feud persisted even after the play singer exited the performance. Mirror quotes Perez's writing, "I was blindsided. I'd thought we were cool. I called her up. She wouldn't pick up. Frustrated, I left her an irate message on her answering machine. Instead of calling me back and hashing it out like friends do, she went on a major talk show and reiterated my lashing." Later, when Lopez ran into Perez in a club, she pretended that they were still best friends, but Perez quickly corrected the celebrity. Thankfully, Perez's resentment subsided over time. She later told CNN, "I have great respect for J-Lo. Yes, we had a tiff, and it was 20 years ago. I've moved on, and I'm sure she has also." And she dissed all of her exes too. Former lovers P. Diddy, Ben Affleck, and Casper C.D. Smart, as well as ex-husbands Ojani Noah, Chris Judd, and Mark Anthony, undoubtedly felt their ears burn when Jennifer Lopez made an appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen in 2015. They probably wouldn't be overly flattered by what they heard though. And finally, she dissed on Alex Rodriguez. The Golden Globe nominee played a fun softball game with her family in 2019 while sporting a New York Yankees jersey, which included boyfriend A-Rod. According to the MLB veteran, Lopez has been dating since 2017. Trash talk continued despite the fact that it was Christmas time. Rodriguez detailed what transpired on the pitch alongside an Instagram photo of the two appearing to be engaged in a contentious mid-game argument. "Come on, Jen, I was a Gold Glove winner. Let me play some shortstop." A-Rod made reference to the prize he had won in back-to-back years in the early 2000s and the statements he claimed to be speaking at the time. His girlfriend's return to keyword was.
With his arrest, Diddy's definitely not anyone's favorite celeb right now. Let's look at some celebrities who absolutely cannot stand him. Aubrey O'Day. When Diddy was working with Danity Kane, of which Aubrey was a member, he first got to know Aubrey O'Day. He sacked her and D Woods, another member of the girl band, 3 years after the group was created. Although Aubrey has later stated that she refused to do things that were expected of her outside of recording and doing interviews to promote the band and album, Sean Combs claimed on television that Aubrey's attitude needed to be humble. In light of all the current accusations made against Diddy, this statement appears to be much more significant. Diddy recently reportedly sent NDAs to members of the Danity Kane, according to Aubrey, to ensure that exchange for the rights to their music, Bad Boy and Sean Combs will not be affected.
This is just a way to get you to never be able to publicly speak about what we have experienced.
50 Cent. 50 Cent and Diddy have had a notably contentious relationship that spans nearly the entire length of 50 Cent's career in the entertainment industry. Known for his public feuds with various figures in music, 50 Cent has repeatedly taken aim at Diddy over the years. Their feud seems to go beyond just a single incident, with 50 Cent criticizing everything from Diddy's fashion choices to his mannerisms, the way he honors the legacy of the notorious B.I.G. Much of 50 Cent's disdain for Diddy has been expressed through social media and interviews. He has not held back in voicing his displeasure. Whether it's comments on how Diddy conducts himself or disapproval of his collaboration with other artists, 50 Cent has made it clear that he is not a Diddy fan. Their verbal sparring has become something of a recurring theme in hip-hop, with 50 Cent frequently using his platform to mock or criticize Diddy.
He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say?
While their back and forth has often seemed personal, neither has escalated the conflict beyond words. Still, the tension between them is palpable, with 50 Cent's dislike for Diddy being no secret to the public. Drake and Diddy have had a tumultuous relationship marked by a high-profile altercation that stemmed from a disagreement over the song 0 to 100.
Been Steph Curry with the shot, been cooking with the sauce, Chef Curry with the pot, boy.
Drake, who's been compared to hip-hop legends like Diddy and Jay-Z due to his immense success in the industry, found himself in a heated dispute with Diddy over the rights to the track. The disagreement reportedly escalated into an altercation between the two at a Miami nightclub in 2014. While Drake and several witnesses, including radio host Charlemagne the God, claimed that the altercation did indeed happen, Diddy has consistently denied any confrontation. Despite the conflicting accounts, the incident caused a rift between the two artists, drawing significant media attention and fueling rumors of deep disdain. Danity Kane. When Danity Kane was recruited to Bad Boy in 2004, they appear to have what it took to become the next big girl group. But when Aubrey O'Day and D Woods were let go in 2008, the group chemistry shifted. When Diddy signed them, the original five had a certain sound that they were never able to replicate. At the absolute least, the group can concur that they have over the years heard comments from Diddy and people close to him. Diddy separated himself from the group as a result, and they finally broke up in 2009. 2014 saw a temporary reunion, however things didn't work out and the group disbanded once more. After collaborating on new music under the Danity Kane moniker in 2020, Aubrey, Shannon Bex, and Don Richard have not released any more music. As a result, it is unknown what the group's status is. Jay-Z. Diddy and Jay-Z have been close ever since their early 1990s rise to fame. Though they've been pals for a long time, it seems things soured when Diddy's close friends, Jay-Z and Kanye West, disappeared. The conflict between Jay and Kanye had a detrimental impact on Jay's relationship with Diddy. The two lost contact for 3 years as a result. Nonetheless, in 2019, the two were seen catching up at Diddy's 50th birthday. Thus, the two could become friends once more. Eminem. The tension between Eminem and Diddy has its roots in a particular moment. Eminem sparked a feud when he made an inflammatory claim insinuating that Diddy had arranged the passing of rap icon Tupac Shakur.
The day Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got popped.
This accusation, even though Eminem later clarified it was meant as a joke, struck a very serious chord as the passing of Tupac remains a deeply sensitive topic in the hip-hop community. Diddy wasn't amused, as the accusation touched on one of the darkest chapters in rap history. Despite Eminem's later admission that the remark was in poor taste and meant to provoke a reaction rather than being based on fact, the damage was done. Diddy was reportedly not happy, seeing that the comment crossed a line. Kanye West. In the rap industry, Diddy, Kanye, Jay-Z, and other artists maintain close relationships with one another. But it seems Diddy got caught up in the middle when things went wrong between Jay-Z and Kanye West, severely straining their friendship. But as Kanye showed up for Diddy's 50th birthday celebration in the years following their fallout, it was evident that the matter had been resolved. The Recording Academy. Since making his debut in the early 1990s, Diddy has been a mainstay in the music business. He has altered the rap game in ways that have fundamentally transformed the sector. But he doesn't believe the Recording Academy, or any other black musician for that matter, is on his side when it comes to receiving Grammys. In 2020, Diddy criticized the Recording Academy, saying that the Grammys do not respect black music. Cassie Ventura. Without a doubt, Cassie Ventura is the woman who we all imagined would eventually get a ring on her finger. However, after years of ups and downs, the two's 10-under relationship came to an end in 2018. Ventura sued Diddy in 2023, claiming that in addition to SA, he committed numerous other transgressions, including blowing up Kid Cudi's vehicle after discovering that Cudi harbored romantic feelings for Ventura. The day after the case was filed, it was resolved for an undisclosed sum. Wendy Williams. It seems that Sean Combs is among the many celebrities to whom Wendy Williams is infamous for criticizing. Wendy, who was a radio personality at the time, said in the 1990s that she thought Diddy was in the closet, something that Diddy found offensive. He even succeeded in getting Wendy dismissed from the station. 2015 saw tension between Wendy and Diddy, as Wendy said that Diddy used Ventura more like a possession than a partner. Wendy claimed in 2017 to be over the rivalry, but the two never made up.
Blake Lively isn't the nicest celeb on the planet. We know this from her interviews and reported conduct that recently came out about her. Well, there's only one thing we can do about it, and that's compile a list. These are some of Blake Lively's rudest moments caught on camera. The notorious interview. When reporter Kirstie Flaw congratulated a pregnant Blake Lively in 2016 during an interview on her little bump, Blake retorted with a snarky "Congrats on your little bump."
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
An agitated Flaw, who wasn't pregnant, giggled uneasily as Blake Lively and co-star Parker Posey continued to make small talk. Turning to Posey, Lively said, "Everyone wants to ask about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes." She was being asked about the period costumes for the Woody Allen movie. Flaw looked on nervously as the two, in typical mean girl way, disregarded the reporter and talked about what the males wore in the movie.
His wardrobe was beautiful.
They literally pretended the interviewer doesn't exist. This is just a 101 high school tactic. A YouTuber replied. Another wrote, "I think it's crazy how Blake calls herself a feminist, yet goes after a fellow woman on her body, when the woman was clearly congratulating her." After the clip went viral, Flaw told the Daily Mail, "I was there so they could promote a movie. I was invited to meet them. It certainly did not feel like that. I felt belittled and ignored, and it made me question if I ever wanted to do these types of interviews again." She further disclosed that her inability to conceive made the little bump remark very upsetting. "I didn't know how to react. I felt very uncomfortable throughout the interview, and all I wanted to do was leave and get out of there as fast as I could," Flaw shared. She dismissed the themes of her newest movie. One of the many troubling aspects surrounding the promotion of It Ends With Us has been the lack of seriousness given to the topic of DV, particularly in the case of Blake Lively. As she and her co-star Brandon Sklenar spoke with reporter Jake Hamilton, Blake Lively was asked how fans of the film may get in touch with her if they saw her out in public. "Like asking for my address or my phone number or like my location share. I could just location share you," she joked.
Or like my location share? Or I could just location share you and...
Her initial response to the first question is so out of touch, a fan stated. The subject of DV clearly has too much depth for her. They're all talking about getting emotional over the project, and she's talking about looking pretty while crying. "Just do everyone a favor and leave the promotion to Justin," another replied. When Lively shared a Q&A she conducted with It Ends With Us author Colleen Hoover and her castmates Jenny Slate and Isabella Ferrer, she came under further criticism. Rather than talking about the movie's somber content, they engaged in a lighthearted conversation about things like zodiac signs. "This is shameful. I don't understand why everyone's laughing and no one mentioned DV even once," an Instagram user commented. "The film deals with a very serious thing, which is DV, and she is talking as if it were a romantic film," another said. She said that pregnancy cravings aren't real. Is Blake Lively sensitive to the topic of pregnancy, or was she just having fun? Blake Lively was asked how she was doing by Extra while she was pregnant with her first child, James, via TikTok. Ryan Reynolds' wife was 7 months pregnant and in need of foot rubs. "Oh, she's just taking advantage," Lively chuckled. "You're a sucker, you can't fall for that stuff. Cravings? Nah." She continued. After claiming that women fabricate pregnant desires in order to obtain what they desire, the actor clarified that she was making a joke. A user on TikTok remarked, "When I was pregnant, I wanted mashed potatoes every day. In the 2 years I've had my daughter, I've had mashed potatoes 4 to 5 times. I'm glad I'm finding out cravings aren't a thing. Thanks, Blake." Another quipped, "I'm starting to think she probably doesn't know how to interview. P.S. My feet hurt all the time." Lively admitted to having cravings for her 4th pregnancy, even though she didn't have any at the time. She posted a picture of an opulent pastrami and cheese sandwich from a New Orleans restaurant, according to Us Weekly. "Tell me you're pregnant without telling me you're pregnant," she wrote. I hope she didn't use her husband Ryan Reynolds as an excuse to force him to take an early night flight to New Orleans in order to sate her appetite. Kate Middleton was ridiculed by her. Following the release of a digitally manipulated family portrait including Kate Middleton and her 3 children, there was a great deal of conjecture. Per NBC News, a few days later, Blake Lively shared a photo in a now deleted Instagram post that was obviously edited with the caption, "I'm so excited to share this new photo I just took today to announce our 4 new Betty Buzz and Betty Boo's products. Now you know why I've been MIA." After Middleton revealed her cancer diagnosis, Lively said in a seemingly playful post, "I made a silly post around the Photoshop fails frenzy, and oh man, that post has me mortified today. I'm sorry. Sending love and well wishes to all, always." She posted her Photoshop fail joke about Princess Kate and now is mortified. She thought it was okay to take a jab at a mother of 3 recovering from an unknown surgery because other celebrities were. "Tall tale of a follower," a Reddit user posted. A fan commented, "Poor judgment coming from a grown woman with children of her own in a celebrity family. Not even funny, no purpose for posting." She promoted her brands during her press tour. People prepare for more tone-deaf moments from Blake Lively. She not only seized the chance to make It Ends With Us about her style, but the performer also utilized the film to advertise Betty Boo's, her line of beverages. "I've got a dream! When your company throws a florist-themed party for your movie, at It Ends With Us movie, I love the bottles as tiny as vases. Thank you, team." She gushed on Instagram while standing in front of a floral wall in a bright pink outfit. Once more, the glitzy visuals didn't fit the mood of the film, and a lot of DV sufferers criticized her for endorsing beverages, which is connected to certain behaviors. That same day, Lively advertised for Blake Brown, her hair care line, which is another one of her brands. 7 years and thousands of washes later, Blake Brown Beauty is finally available in Target stores nationwide. 8 hardworking products for great hair days. We can't wait for you to try them, smell them, live in them, she shared on Instagram. Although she made no mention of It Ends With Us, fans criticized her for promoting her products rather than raising awareness of DV. Disappointed that you're promoting your own hair care products and flower dresses rather than shining more light on DV, considering you're acting in a movie about it, an Instagram user replied.
Sean P. Diddy Combs has been arrested and indicted on federal charges.
P. Diddy was finally arrested and charged. Wow. He was hit with several charges for various things. For years, Diddy has been getting away with things, and a lot of people are finding it satisfying that he is finally going away from the many awful things he did. How did Diddy get away with everything he's been doing for so long? Blair Channing Ray, who is an influencer from Arlington, had the perfect words for this as well. She said, "I don't want to hear nothing about how they coming for another black man for doing nothing, because what P. Diddy did to Cassie was indeed something."
Surveillance footage from 2016 showing what appears to be Diddy violently assaulting then-girlfriend Cassie.
And everyone sharing these stories about P. Diddy is not lying either. Blair was so on point with this comment because at the end of the day, people are always going to make excuses for their favorite stars. When it's this big of an injustice, we can't make excuses. Following the case, we were also updated that 1,000 bottles of baby oil were seized from his home. 1,000? Absolutely wild.
You know, it was a big problem.
I love the opinions of Cerise Fairfax, who is an intuitive soul coach, writer, and YouTuber. She always has amazing takes on celebrity news. So I asked her what her opinion was on the Diddy drama, and she said, yes, Diddy was finally arrested yesterday, but he was supposed to be arrested today, and they pushed the arrest day up. They were working with lawyers to get him taken in. They are definitely going to bring up everything they can from the past to the future. This is the reason people have to always pay attention to what they're doing, because in the end, things come back to bite them, and he's going to get bitten like a swarm of wasps.
I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
He's going to get stung and stung and stung, and the people he considers closest to him will be the people that will speak up against him first. Diddy has recently been accused of crimes during the height of his fame as a producer to huge names in hip-hop, like Mary J. Blige, Usher, Lil' Kim, and the late Biggie Smalls in the 1990s and 2000s. He was first accused of a years-long pattern crimes and mistreatment against his former girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie Ventura, in a lawsuit she filed against him.
I think everybody's entitled to, having that moment, I guess.
Though the pair quickly settled, Cassie's suit opened the floodgates, as since then, more than half a dozen alleged victims have come forward with their own lawsuits against him.
What I do when I like to celebrate, I like to turn up a little bit, but sometimes it just it get a little... I met all of them in the same year, so I've known all of them the same amount of time.
And on March 25th, 2024, his Beverly Hills and Miami mansions were simultaneously raided by Homeland Security.
Several law enforcement agencies are raiding the home of hip-hop mogul P. Diddy.
Diddy denied everything in Cassie's lawsuit, but when a horrible video came out showing some serious mistreatment of Cassie, he couldn't talk his way out of it. He posted a video apologizing for it on social media the next day.
I'm so sorry, but I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
The first time he owned up to allegations against him, any of them. In the same month, Diddy's accusers were notified by federal investigators that they could be brought to court to testify before a grand jury. Before any of this came out, he denied all of the mistreatment against Cassie, so it was pretty surprising to many people when the video came out, and it was way worse than expected.
Shocking and sickening video showing Sean Diddy Combs attacking a woman.
Diddy has strongly denied all of the allegations and claimed that the accusers are only looking for a quick payday. The only lawsuit he settled with was Cassie. If she didn't have proof, he would definitely keep denying everything. It makes you wonder what other stars have been affected by his actions. There are a few stars that have spoken out about their disdain for Diddy as well. Let's look at some celebrities who absolutely cannot stand him. Aubrey O'Day. When Diddy was working with Danity Kane, of which Aubrey was a member, he first got to know Aubrey O'Day. He sacked her and D Woods, another member of the girl band, 3 years after the group was created. Although Aubrey has later stated that she refused to do things that were expected of her outside of recording and doing interviews to promote the band and album, Sean Combs claimed on television that Aubrey's attitude needed to be humble. In light of all the current accusations made against Diddy, this statement appears to be much more significant. Diddy recently reportedly sent NDAs to members of the Danity Kane, according to Aubrey, to ensure that exchange for the rights to their music, Bad Boy and Sean Combs will not be affected.
This is just a way to get you to never be able to publicly speak about what we have experienced.
50 Cent. 50 Cent and Diddy have had a notably contentious relationship that spans nearly the entire length of 50 Cent's career in the entertainment industry. Known for his public feuds with various figures in music, 50 Cent has repeatedly taken aim at Diddy over the years. Their feud seems to go beyond just a single incident, with 50 Cent criticizing everything from Diddy's fashion choices to his mannerisms, the way he honors the legacy of the notorious B.I.G. Much of 50 Cent's disdain for Diddy has been expressed through social media and interviews. He has not held back in voicing his displeasure. Whether it's comments on how Diddy conducts himself or disapproval of his collaboration with other artists, 50 Cent has made it clear that he is not a Diddy fan. Their verbal sparring has become something of a recurring theme in hip-hop, with 50 Cent frequently using his platform to mock or criticize Diddy.
He told me to take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say?
While their back and forth has often seemed personal, neither has escalated the conflict beyond words. Still, the tension between them is palpable, with 50 Cent's dislike for Diddy being no secret to the public. Drake and Diddy have had a tumultuous relationship marked by a high-profile altercation that stemmed from a disagreement over the song 0 to 100.
Been Steph Curry with the shot, been cooking with the sauce, Chef Curry with the pot, boy.
Drake, who's been compared to hip-hop legends like Diddy and Jay-Z due to his immense success in the industry, found himself in a heated dispute with Diddy over the rights to the track. The disagreement reportedly escalated into an altercation between the two at a Miami nightclub in 2014. While Drake and several witnesses, including radio host Charlemagne the God, claimed that the altercation did indeed happen, Diddy has consistently denied any confrontation. Despite the conflicting accounts, the incident caused a rift between the two artists, drawing significant media attention and fueling rumors of deep disdain. Danity Kane. When Danity Kane was recruited to Bad Boy in 2004, they appear to have what it took to become the next big girl group. But when Aubrey O'Day and D Woods were let go in 2008, the group chemistry shifted. When Diddy signed them, the original five had a certain sound that they were never able to replicate. At the absolute least, the group can concur that they have over the years heard comments from Diddy and people close to him. Diddy separated himself from the group as a result, and they finally broke up in 2009. 2014 saw a temporary reunion, however things didn't work out and the group disbanded once more. After collaborating on new music under the Danity Kane moniker in 2020, Aubrey, Shannon Bex, and Don Richard have not released any more music. As a result, it is unknown what the group's status is. Jay-Z. Diddy and Jay-Z have been close ever since their early 1990s rise to fame. Though they've been pals for a long time, it seems things soured when Diddy's close friends, Jay-Z and Kanye West, disappeared. The conflict between Jay and Kanye had a detrimental impact on Jay's relationship with Diddy. The two lost contact for 3 years as a result. Nonetheless, in 2019, the two were seen catching up at Diddy's 50th birthday. Thus, the two could become friends once more. Eminem. The tension between Eminem and Diddy has its roots in a particular moment. Eminem sparked a feud when he made an inflammatory claim insinuating that Diddy had arranged the passing of rap icon Tupac Shakur.
The day Diddy admits that he put the hit out, they got popped.
This accusation, even though Eminem later clarified it was meant as a joke, struck a very serious chord. Taking a look at his past, I wonder if there are any hints that he would grow to do all of the things he's being charged for now. Sean Combs was born in 1964 in Harlem, New York. He attended Howard University but dropped out to pursue his music career.
It's ridiculous how you put your lips on this. Don't kiss right there, girlfriend, I'm ticklish.
He founded his record label, Bad Boy Records, and it went on to be very successful. One of the most successful labels of its time. Well, it definitely lived up to its name. Diddy is a bad boy indeed. Throughout his career, he's had accusations, rumors, and many other things that slipped through the cracks before all of the information started coming out against him. He's won numerous awards. He has won 3 Grammy Awards and is known for his hit songs such as I'll Be Missing You.
Kinda hard with you not around. Know you in heaven smiling down.
He's also ventured into various business ventures, including his own clothing line, fragrance line, and even a restaurant chain. He has a net worth of over $800 million, which makes him one of the wealthiest figures in the entertainment industry. He's also been involved in a lot of film productions as an actor. He showcased his acting skills in films like Monsters Ball and Get Him to the Greek. He fathered 7 different children to 4 different women. In his record label Bad Boy Entertainment, he's managed artists like Khalees, MGK, Biggie Smalls, Carl Thomas, Faith Evans, and for people who love hip-hop, do you remember the Eminem and MGK beef? MGK put out a diss track towards Eminem called Rap Devil.
Rap God, I'm the rap devil, come a bare face with a black shovel like.
And in response, Eminem made one back, but in the end of it, spoke about Diddy putting out a hit on Tupac.
Diddy admits that he put the hit out, they got popped.
After this, MGK completely left hip-hop and started making punk rock. Many people said that it's because Eminem blacklisted him. But with all the Diddy drama happening, rumors are going crazy, and many people think that Diddy forced MGK out of hip-hop because Eminem knew something that he didn't want getting out.
Oh, and I'm just playing, Diddy. You know I love you.
A fan on Reddit commented with an interesting take, saying M for sure has insider information and he wouldn't just say that unless he was sure. I've long suspected that the bar is why MGK never responded. Diddy shut MGK down because he didn't want M to keep running his mouth. M was probably fairly confident that line would have Diddy shut down MGK from responding, which is why M was so confident that there wouldn't be a response. Crazy stuff. Diddy also had a few of his own reality TV shows, including Making the Band and I Want to Work for Diddy. A PA who apparently worked for Diddy on Making the Band had some words to say about this. They wrote, "So I worked as a PA on Making his band, which were a bunch of musicians competing to go on tour with Diddy. I will say Diddy was one of the worst humans I ever worked on set with. Like 7 hours late and always throws a fit, acts like a child, yells at everyone, acts like he's the best, and we can all agree he had Tupac ended. How did he get away with all this stuff for so long? A lot of people are being very satisfied that he's being taken down. Over the years, he collaborated with talent such as Usher,
Nationally known on the microphone. I got it all, but I really need a wife at home.
Christina Aguilera,
Hyperventilating and trying to catch your breath.
Don't stop.
and Rihanna, just to name a few. Also, the P. Diddy parties. The P. Diddy parties have been the talk of the town for years. 50 Cent has said the parties made him uncomfortable. Some claims of these parties include children. Others say things went on in the parties that P. Diddy didn't want people knowing about, so he got video footage of people doing things to make sure they kept quiet about what they saw. If you look more into the Diddy parties, there are so many rumors it could be a video all on its own. 50 Cent is making a documentary on Diddy, so I'm sure we can look forward to real testimonies from real people who are involved with him, who knew him, and who had interactions with him that will be coming out. Plenty of artists found great success through Bad Boy Records, but quite a few regret signing on to Diddy's label. When he found himself facing time, rapper Black Rob claimed Diddy and Bad Boy left him in the dust. In an example of savageness, former Bad Boy signees 112 claimed Diddy left them stranded in a blizzard. Rap trio The Lox skyrocketed to fame on Bad Boy, but when the group wanted out, he said no.
Y'all ain't gotta get on the radio and do certain tactics.
The group went on a press campaign called Free the Lox, printing t-shirts for fans and publicly pleading with their label boss on the radio. Another one of Diddy's signees, rapper Mace, actually confronted Diddy on air with a set of release papers which Diddy surprisingly signed. For all the public successes Bad Boy has seen, it's also seen its fair share of public drama. Sean Combs changed his stage name as frequently as we change socks. Known as Puffy as a kid, he went by Puff Daddy as a label head and artist in the 1990s. By 2005, he reemerged as P. Diddy, eventually shortening it to just Diddy. But he still goes by P. Diddy in the UK because a British artist already used Diddy as a name.
I'm Sean Diddy Combs.
So let's look at all the brave women who have dated him in the past. In 2007, after splitting from Kim Porter for the last time, Diddy started dating singer Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura. After an almost 10-year period of intermittent relationships, they finally called it quits in 2010. Cassie accused Diddy of essaying and mistreating her during their relationship in November 2023. Cassie first met Diddy when she was 19 and he was 37, and according to the lawsuit, which People was able to obtain, at the time, Diddy had just signed her to his record label Bad Boy Records. What she said next was heartbreaking. She claimed that soon he had complete control over her life and that she consented to his advances because she was afraid what would happen if she turned him down. All aspects of Miss Ventura's life were controlled by either Mr. Combs or his management companies, the complaint said. Additionally, it was claimed that the complaint that Diddy had mistreated her, once hopping on her face and making her spend a week hiding in a hotel room while her bruises healed. In a statement to People, Diddy's lawyer Braffman said, Mr. Combs denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. Miss Ventura's demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. The press release said, despite withdrawing her initial threat, Miss Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. But Diddy and Cassie reached a settlement the day after she filed the complaint, and they disclosed that no more information regarding the specifics of their arrangement will be made public. We've decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love, Diddy. This was said in a statement. Braffman clarified Diddy's stance in the issue in a statement to People, saying, just so we're clear, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims. He's happy they got to a mutual settlement and wishes Miss Ventura the best. After their split, Cassie wed personal trainer Alex Fine in 2019, and the two of them had 2 kids. The next woman who dated Diddy might shock you. Diddy and Lori Harvey were spotted strolling around the Soho neighborhood of New York City in July 2019, sparking rumors that the two were dating. They were spotted on vacation in Italy with Harvey's parents, Marjorie and Steve Harvey, a month later. But a few months later in October, Lori Harvey unfollowed Diddy on social media days after he was seen going out to dinner with another woman, giving the impression that the two had broken up. Lori Harvey denied reports in January 2023 that she dated Justin Diddy's son as well as Diddy. When asked by news host Adrian Bailon what's the biggest misconception about her was, Lori Harvey replied, "I've heard that I dated a father and a son before." Absolutely not true. Diddy and rapper Young Miami of City Girls were first connected in 2021, but they didn't officially announce their connection until June 2022 when Diddy showed up on her podcast. He said, "We date," in response to Young Miami's question, "So what are we?" "We're dating. We go on dates, we're friends, we go to exotic locations, we have great times," Diddy stated. Young Miami emphasized that she was single, but that they were dating in an interview with XXL Meg a few months later. In September 2022, she said, "We are dating, we single, but we're dating. People don't know what dating means. He's single, I'm single, but we're dating," she said. Later, when the two went to the 2023 Met Gala together, Diddy told a host that their relationship, "Don't put titles on it." Young Miami declared to The Cut that Diddy was not her man and that she was single earlier. Dana Tran is a model, industrial specialist, and cybersecurity specialist. And although Diddy has never officially acknowledged a connection with her, the two did welcome a baby, Love, together in October 2022. "I'm so blessed to welcome my baby girl Love, Sean Combs, to the world," he posted to X. "Mama Combs, Quincy, Justin, Christian, Chance, Delilah, Jesse, and myself all love you so much. God is the greatest."
Come here, bud.
Wait. Katy Perry isn't the cleanest celeb out there. Like some other celebs, she can act like a firework. I mean, in the celeb world, she may be seen as a dark horse. 'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse. But at the end of the day, she's still a California girl. Alright, I'll stop. These are some shady things Katy Perry has done. One of her hits was reported for copyright reasons. The late 2000s and early 2010s saw Katy Perry enjoy a run of success with her back-to-back albums, One of the Boys, Teenage Dream, and Prism. Teenage Dream! Dark Horse, one of her greatest hit singles, scored to the top of the Billboard Hot 100 chart in 2014. But the same year, a lawsuit alleging plagiarism ruined the song's success. Christian hip-hop musician Flame, real name Marcus Gray, filed a lawsuit alleging Dark Horse plagiarized a large chunk of his 2008 song, Joyful Noise. 2019 saw the courts declare Perry liable for infringement, as Variety reports. She has a feud with T. Swift.
Taylor Swift. I love her as a songwriter as well.
In addition to her fame, Katy Perry is perhaps best known for her long-running feud with fellow pop sensation Taylor Swift. Online jabs, diss tracks, and more were all part of the media frenzy that erupted from what began as Perry stealing Swift's backup dancer roster. Between 2014 and 2019, the two celebrities spoke with reporters intermittently, and as their separate singles Bad Blood and Swish Swish were released, swish, swish, the drama was quickly consumed by the internet community. I wish that I could turn the other cheek every single time, but I'm also not a pushover, you know, Perry revealed in 2017 to NME. She talked bad about other divas. Taylor Swift isn't the only legendary pop star that Katy Perry has thrown shade at. Perry seemed to crack down on Mariah Carey in an Australian TV interview from 2014. The reporter said that maybe Mariah Carey would hold that position after refuting the assertion that she was the most popular female entertainer globally. Perry retorted, "I mean, she's fabulous for a throwback," according to news.com.au.
Well, she's fabulous for a throwback. Fabulous.
We love Mariah Carey's song Fantasy, and I love Honey. I listened to all of those songs growing up. Fans of Mariah Carey's were obviously unhappy with Perry's remarks. She may be beefing with Lady Gaga. In terms of calling out celebrities, Perry had a great year in 2014, and Lady Gaga was not spared. It's possible that Lady Gaga initiated this beef. Perry debuted her Prismatic World Tour in that year with colorful hair and ensembles that mirrored Gaga's 2013 album and art pop aesthetic. In an X Q&A with fans, Gaga herself made a statement about the similarities, saying, "It looks like green hair and mechanical horses are the thing now." Perry has also made remarks about Gaga in public, criticizing the singer's method of reaching out to her fans. She said, "Some people are so dramatic about it, and you're like, honestly, you're not the second coming, you're just an entertainer.
And just one person believes in you, and it can change everything."
She ghosted her best friend in a flash. In addition to smack-talking her fellow pop singers, Katy Perry has also ghosted them. Early in the new millennium, Perry and Rihanna looked like a couple. They traveled to tropical destinations and attended public events together, such as the MTV VMAs. Before Perry married her now ex-husband Russell Brand in 2010, Rihanna even hosted a bachelorette party for her BFF. However, Katy Perry cut ties with her former best friend when Rihanna started seeing her ex-boyfriend Chris Brown in 2012. They even had separate seats for the 2013 Grammy Awards. "We've had dinner, and that's about it," Katy Perry told MTV News in 2013. "I think she's doing fine. I don't know." She spoke on beef that didn't include her. Katy Perry has publicly remarked on other celebrities' feuds in addition to her own personal beefs. Amidst her continuing feud with Taylor Swift, Perry responded on social media to Nicki Minaj's remark against Taylor Swift. Swift responded with a clap in support of herself when Minaj expressed her disappointment at not receiving a nomination for Video of the Year at the 2017 MTV VMAs, while other musicians did. Perry decided to voice her opinion about the matter, which didn't directly include her, in line with Swift. Finding it ironic to parade the pit women against other women thing about as one unmeasurably capitalizes on the takedown of a woman, she posted to X. Shortly later, Perry's post was liked by Minaj, but Minaj's purported dispute with Swift ended quickly, in contrast to the years-long feud between Swift and Perry. Perry was not in attendance at the VMAs, but the two eventually shared a stage together. She called out a bunch of her exes. In addition to criticizing other pop stars in public, Katy Perry has cast a shadowy light on a few male musicians, including one of her former boyfriends. Perry ruined their love life years later in a viral game of Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts with James Corden, following a brief affair with DJ Diplo in 2014. Diplo came in last when she ranked her 3 then ex-partners based on how amazing they were in bed in the game. The musician, for his part, made light of his position on social media. He posted on X, "I won the bronze medal in the bed Olympics." In a subsequent post, he said, "I don't even remember doing it." She kicked a retired veteran out of his home. Katy Perry has taken her shady side to real estate, allegedly trying to forcibly remove an 83-year-old veteran from his home. Katy Perry paid $14.2 million for a large Montecito, California mansion in 2021 with her partner actor Orlando Bloom. However, Carl Westcott, the former owner of the estate, sued the couple later on, claiming that he was not fully aware when he originally signed the deed to them. Westcott's brain function was impacted by Huntington's disease, which only made matters worse. The New York Post claims that the well-known couple wrote Westcott a letter expressing how much they loved the house and even increasing the price they would be willing to pay for a new residence. Westcott, for his part, refused to back down, saying he wanted to stay on the land because he was approaching the end of his life. By 2023, the judge had sided with Perry and Bloom and had granted their ideal home, disregarding Westcott's requests. Perry's representatives told Rolling Stone, "Mr. Westcott breached the contract simply because he changed his mind. We eagerly anticipate resolving this matter during the scheduled damage trial phase." She tried to take control of a convent from a nun. Over the years, Katy Perry has gotten into a lot of legal disputes, but one of the most peculiar ones may have been when she sued some nuns for the sale of their convent in the Los Angeles region. The property, which had formerly belonged to the Archdiocese of Los Angeles and had housed the Sisters of the Most Holy and Immaculate Heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary, was sought after by Perry in 2015. The Archbishop rescinded the Sisters' original sale of the building to restaurateur Dana Hollister and instead countersold it to Perry. Her attitude worked against her. For 6 years, Katy Perry served as the middle-seated judge on the revived version of American Idol. By the time Perry's time on the popular reality competition show came to an end, things had become quite bad for her with viewers and even producers. In 2024, Perry made her exit from the show public amid reports that the production wasn't treating her well and manipulating video to make her appear to be the worst judge. Worse, Idol reviewers had been criticizing Perry's on-screen persona, even going so far as to make fun of her live when she questioned a contestant's costume. She continued to work with someone she definitely shouldn't have. In 2024, Katy Perry faced criticism following her reunion with producer Dr. Luke for a new album. The two had previously worked with another great producer, Max Martin, on some of Katy Perry's biggest singles, such as California Girls and Teenage Dream. Martin would return to record Perry's 2024 album. However, many expressed concern regarding what was surrounding Dr. Luke and Perry's role in it. Dr. Luke and fellow pop sensation Kesha were involved in a legal dispute in 2018, with Kesha accusing Dr. Luke of some horrible things. Kesha, who had been in one of Perry's music videos, brought Perry into the legal dispute by claiming an accusation Perry refuted that Dr. Luke had also done the same thing to Katy Perry. It may be obvious why normal people wouldn't want to give Amber Heard any attention, but Hollywood's morals are usually pretty flexible. Let's see why Hollywood refuses to work with Amber Heard anymore. Amber Heard's career saw many significant roles, but her most notable opportunity came in 2017 when she first portrayed Mara in the DC Extended Universe with Justice League.
The firstborn of beloved Queen Atlanta.
Unfortunately, the film itself was a critical and commercial flop, although this had little to do with Heard's performance. The DCEU had plans for Mara, and Heard reprised her role in the 2018 film Aquaman, which was a much more successful venture. Aquaman enjoyed a positive reception and impressive box office returns, signaling that Mara would likely return in the sequel. The follow-up film, however, faced its own set of challenges. The release of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom in 2023 was marred by negative reviews and disappointing financial performance. One key issue was the rumored tension between the film's lead, Jason Momoa, and Heard. Speculation about animosity between the stars led to a fan petition demanding Heard's removal from the film. When Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom was finally released, it was evident that Heard's role had been significantly reduced, with multiple scripts cutting down her scenes and a major fight sequence being omitted. The negative buzz and on-set drama undoubtedly impacted the film's reception and financial success. Heard's personal life, particularly her contentious divorce from Johnny Depp, further complicated her career. Their divorce, finalized in January 2017, was highly publicized and contentious. Heard had initially filed for divorce and a restraining order alleging some pretty bad stuff. Depp and his legal team strongly denied these allegations. The divorce settlement involved Heard dropping the restraining order and receiving a cash settlement, which she pledged to donate to charity. While the divorce itself was settled relatively quickly, the aftermath continued to generate headlines, particularly after Heard published an op-ed in the Washington Post in which she described her experiences of DV.
That's why I wrote this op-ed. He's a very powerful man, and people love currying favor with powerful men.
Although Heard did not explicitly name Depp in the op-ed, it was widely understood that he was the subject. This led to significant repercussions for Depp, including losing major roles in the Pirates of the Caribbean and Fantastic Beast franchises. Depp's career and reputation suffered considerably, prompting him to file a defamation lawsuit against Heard. The legal battle between Depp and Heard extended beyond their divorce. Depp had previously lost a libel case against The Sun for calling him something unsavory, resulting in his removal from Fantastic Beasts and further tarnishing his public image. Subsequently, Depp sued Heard for defamation over the op-ed, claiming it damaged his career and reputation. Heard responded with a counterclaim, alleging that Depp's accusations and online petitions had led to her being fired from Aquaman and L'Oreal. This legal dispute culminated in a highly publicized trial in Fairfax County, Virginia, which took place from April 11th to June 1st, 2022. The trial was widely broadcast, offering a glimpse into the personal and legal turmoil between the former couple. Public opinion became polarized, with Depp supporters rallying under the Justice for Johnny banner. Ultimately, the jury sided with Depp, awarding him $15 million in damages, while Heard received $2 million in a partial victory on her counterclaim. Amidst these personal and legal battles, Amber Heard continued her acting career. She appeared in films like Justice League and Aquaman, as we said before, and took on a role in the 2020 miniseries The Stand, an adaptation of Stephen King's post-apocalyptic novel. This series, however, did not achieve the success of its 1994 predecessor and received mixed reviews. Rotten Tomatoes rates it at 57%, with the audience score even lower at 25%.
Diddy will be my
Heard's portrayal in the series diverged from the book's character, which might have contributed to the mixed reception and criticism of her casting. The negative publicity from the trial had a significant impact on Heard's career prospects. While Depp's career seemed to recover following the trial, Heard struggled with limited opportunities. This led her to seek work internationally. In Italy, she starred as Grace Burnham in the film In the Fire, a story about a doctor treating a young boy with mysterious abilities on a remote plantation. The film premiered at the Taormina Film Festival in June 2023 and had a limited US release in October 2023. However, In the Fire was poorly received, holding a 15% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics described it as a disappointing vehicle for Heard, noting that it failed to offer anything new to the genre. During her time in the DCEU, Heard faced numerous challenges, including on-set rumors and alleged conflicts with her co-star Jason Momoa. Allegations surfaced that Momoa had wanted Heard removed from Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and there were claims that he dressed dressed up like Johnny Depp to taunt her. These rumors, coupled with the trial's fallout, contributed to her diminished role in the sequel and difficulties in securing work. In response to the mounting career challenges and negative public sentiment, Heard relocated to Spain. Fluent in Spanish, she moved to Madrid with her daughter, signaling a potential shift away from Hollywood. While she did continue to work in European cinema, her future in the US film industry remained uncertain. Despite her continued efforts in acting, the impact of the trial and ongoing public scrutiny have cast a long shadow over her career.
You know, her ex-husband, Kevin Federline, you know, she had 2 children with him, by him, however you want to say that.
You guys, we gotta talk about Kevin Jobless Federline.
More trouble for Britney Spears as her ex-husband Kevin Federline wants her to pay more money now that their children live with him full time.
I can't imagine how it feels to be a teenager, having to go to high school.
Now, the former backup dancer Kevin Federline is thinking about going to court and asking for more than the $40,000 a month in child support payments that he's currently getting from Britney.
It was also reported that he got $20,000 a month in child support.
And he wants at least $60K per month out of her. This is crazy, guys.
All I was trying to do was get 50-50 custody.
Kevin, by the way, gets that amount right now because both parents were supposed to have the kids for an equal amount of time. But as of right now, their sons Sean, who's 17 years old, and Jaden, who's 16, have been living with their dad for several years and even moved to Hawaii with him recently.
They're really confused with Mommy the Star and Mommy.
So obviously, when Britney Spears fans, when they heard about this, they're like, yo, Kevin, bro, go get a job, man. Like, honestly.
We gotta talk about Kevin Jobless Federline because this man is me off left and right and all around and just, I'm so damn off at this man.
He has literally received millions of dollars from Britney Spears in child support over the years. Like, their oldest son, Sean, is actually gonna be turning 18 in September of 2023, which means that Britney Spears' required payments will be cut in half for him. Sources say that the support, though, for the youngest son, Jaden, that's gonna continue until he finishes high school in 2025. So that's gonna be about $30,000 a month that Kevin Federline is gonna be receiving.
The boys have decided that, you know, they're not seeing her right now.
Now, when we rewind, Kevin and Britney, they completed their divorce in July of 2007. And in their divorce settlement, Britney paid Kevin $1.3 million and they had a child support agreement written up. They had a prenuptial agreement as well before their divorce, and Britney also paid for Kevin's lawyer fees, which totaled $250,000.
The toxic songstress was placed under a conservatorship in 2008. But Kevin quickly explained why he didn't get involved in it.
On top of all of that, it was reported that Kevin received $20,000 per month in child support for their 2 sons. Now, fast forward to 2018, Kevin requested an increase in his child support payments, and this was a move that Britney's conservator at the time, Jamie, her father, opposed completely. As we can clearly see though, 2007 up until now is a very long time. Kevin has gotten millions out of Britney if you add up all the years, and they did have joint custody before, so the child support amount was $20,000 a month. But Kevin did try, as you saw, to get more out of her, but luckily that was shut down. Kevin Federline's lawyer, his name is Mark Vincent Kaplan, and he previously mentioned that the teen's sons had been in touch with Britney as recently of July of 2023. And this is at least some good news for Britney when you compare to previous reports that her 2 sons actually stopped communicating with her completely in 2022. And also, when we look at one episode of TMZ Investigates called Britney Spears: The Price of Freedom, which aired in May of 2023, it said that by the end of the summer of 2022, tensions got so bad that the boys weren't even responding to their mom's texts. So as you can imagine, that was really hard for Britney to deal with. Like, those are her sons.
By the end of last summer, tensions between them had gotten so bad, the boys weren't even responding to her texts.
And on his side, Kevin Federline openly stated that their children chose not to see Britney Spears or go to her wedding with her now estranged husband, Sam Asghari, who Britney is actually currently divorcing. And this decision, he said, was influenced by the intense media attention that followed the termination of Britney's conservatorship in November of 2021.
Britney Spears has had exactly a year and a half of freedom since her 13-year-long conservatorship.
And you know, I just gotta say this, that it seems like Kevin is really trying to hit her while she's down and try to take advantage of the whole situation, because she's clearly going through a divorce with Sam Asghari. They're not getting back together at all. So of course, divorces, that's gonna cost a lot of money. You gotta pay for lawyers and divvy up any assets, all that stuff. Luckily, Britney Spears has a great prenuptial agreement this time around that protects her from losing so much of her wealth, but still, you gotta pay for lawyers. She's still gonna have to pay money. She may have to move, all that stuff. And then to have your ex-husband, who's literally gotten millions out of you over the years, wanting more money from you. And I think he's panicking a little bit because, you know, their sons are getting older and eventually their child support is gonna get less and less and less and less, and then he's not gonna be able to collect. And it's like, at this point, Kevin, just get a job.
You know, everybody knows I've had a tough road, but I'm happy where we're at.
Like, what's he doing with all that money? Like, why is he demanding so much out of Britney, especially right now that she's currently going through a divorce?